what's going on, everyone? It is Chris, and welcome to a very special edition of Manic Maniac Predicts. But this time, I'm not doing the predicting. You see, I have with me one of the best mock draft experts, and he has decided to join me on Skype, and it is an absolute honor. Since the draft is today when you guys are seeing this, we felt like we need to provide you with the best information so that way you know what's going to happen tonight. And 99% of the time, this guy is right. Please welcome Chet Avery. How you doing, Chet?
I'm doing just fine. Why aren't you bowing to me yet?
I mean, I have been bent over for the past 10 minutes. As I should. So, let's get into this, because I know first of all, how long have you been analyzing the drafts? How long have you been analyzing?
I've been doing this for at least 3 years.
That is a lot of experience.
That is a long time. It's actually been a lot more than 3 years, but at least 3 of them.
At least 3 of them. And did you have any? Were you actually part of any teams? Did you help scout for other teams? Any team in particular?
When the Rams were in Canada back in 2004, I was a scout. I was a scout for them. They actually halfway through the season moved from Montreal to Toronto, but then they just went back to St. Louis next year. A lot of people forget that.
It's weird. I think that a lot of people just don't want to think about Canada when it comes to the NFL.
You're right.
But anyways, let's get into it. Let's get into this mock draft, because I think that a lot of people will be impressed, especially when they watch tonight. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, he was right about all this stuff." All right, let's start out with the now Los Angeles Rams. They've been moving all over the place, and now they have landed in very southern California, and.
We finally have a team there, the second most populated city in the United States, and the most polluted.
So what's your pick here?
All right. Well, see the LA Rams. They're gonna need a new quarterback, new city, new life. They gotta really get into the mindset of the state of California. So they're gonna draft a quarterback from California. I'm going Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, yeah, he has been, he has looked great. He started out in his college career, he was 1-11 in terms of his record with the team, but he got surrounded by a bad team.
It's a shitty record. Holy
yeah, yeah, but since then he has grown, and he's become he was definitely one of the best college quarterbacks last year, and now I think this is a great pick. I think the Rams will be very happy, especially all the LA fans getting a new quarterback to start out the LA era. So yeah, great pick, Avery. So let's go on to the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, so about the Eagles. All right, so they saw how well their fellow bird team did, the Arizona Cardinals, and they were like, "Damn, what's their secret?" And they looked, and their quarterback was named Carson. So they're drafting a quarterback named Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, yeah, Division II kid. No one. People think that the Division II football is different from Division I, and yes, there is.
But North Dakota State has won the championship for the past 80 years.
Right, 80 years, and all 80 of them was quarterbacked by Carson Wentz, and he's been kicking ass at the ripe age of 97. He's able to come into the NFL now and just absolutely
finally has his chance.
Finally gets his chance, and the Philadelphia's gonna be very happy with this pick. Yeah, I love it. So now let's go on to the San Diego Chargers. Almost were the LA Chargers, but they decided to stay put in a city filled with sand. So let's go ahead, Avery. What do you think?
All right, so these San Diego Chargers, they really need to charge it up, if you know what I mean, because man, they have not been doing well, like historically. Just
of course, yeah.
Not well recently. So I think that a good pick for them would be the first person on this list that sounds like he's in one of those Key and Peele sketches, DeForest Buckner.
Yes, that is a great pick. So the defensive end, DeForest Buckner, actually has a cameo in the new Keanu movie. He actually plays Keanu. But anyways, he actually plays the cat. But a great defensive end, and originally he was overlooked as maybe the number 2, number 3 defensive end, but now he's rising up the draft boards, and this will be a great fit for good old San Diego. All right, so I like your picks thus far. This has been going very well. Let's get into America's team. Now this is the real test. The America's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, so I've been chugging drinks from a Dallas Cowboys mug in many shapes and sizes since I was a wee little baby. These guys know what they're doing. They're not going to draft anyone this year because their team is already perfect.
Really? So they're going to just leave their pick out there. It's just going to be nothing. They'll just be like, we'll pass.
Not going to pick anyone.
Wow. All right, so
they don't need it.
All right, so Dallas Cowboys not going to pick anyone this year because they are.
Tony Romo's going to play every position.
Tony Romo, he's a versatile guy. He can play any position. All right, so Cowboys, no one this year. Let's go on to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, so the Jaguars, what they need to do is they need to get somebody who can run a lot, and who can run. Who's better at running than someone with Miles as their first name? So the Jaguars are going to draft Miles Jack.
Miles Jack. Yes, the linebacker turned running back. And I think this is going to be a great pick, a great fit for the Jaguars. They need help on their defense, and maybe his speed will help on the offense as well. So there you go, Jacksonville Jaguars. It's going to look good for them. Now on to the Baltimore Ravens. Originally, the Cleveland Browns. They just recently changed it to the Baltimore Ravens. All
right, so the Baltimore Ravens, fun fact about them, they're one of 2 football teams with a marching band. So I think that the Baltimore Ravens are just going to say, hey, let's put our marching band. I'm sure enough of them collectively have enough football skills to the equivalent of 1 football player. So they're just going to draft their already existing marching band.
Wow. Okay. And I think that they had a rough secondary last year. It was rough for them, and putting their entire marching band will absolutely stop the quarterbacks. That's going to be fantastic. I think those tubas are going to be wide open, so the football just goes right into there.
They're sousaphones, Chris.
Oh, say again. Say again.
They're sousaphones. The ones that you wear around yourself, those are sousaphones. Tubas are the ones that you just sit down with.
Avery,
you can't wrap a tuba around yourself without breaking it.
Are you a music expert as well? I didn't realize this.
I dabble.
You dabble. All right. All right, so the Baltimore Ravens get their marching band. All right, next up is the San Francisco Gold Miners. Let's go.
All right, so about the 49ers, they are the first team on this list to not have yellow, blue, or green in any part of their color scheme. And I think that their best thing to do is to draft somebody from Notre Dame, because Joe Namath, right, came from Notre Dame. Is that who I'm thinking of? Or Joe Montana?
That's Joe Montana.
Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Came from Notre Dame. Well, they're going to draft Joe Montana again.
Oh, so Joe Montana's coming back. He's coming out of retirement. He's going to return.
No, he's not. Don't be ridiculous. They're going to draft Ronnie Stanley, who's from Notre Dame.
Oh, I got you. So Ronnie Stanley, offensive tackle, going back to San Francisco 49ers. Although, I think it would have been very interesting if they decided to draft Joe Montana. That would have probably turned a lot of heads, and probably would be a steal for them. But no, Ronnie Stanley.
Yeah, good move.
Yeah, Ronnie Stanley.
Man.
He needs to protect the quarterback, whoever it is next year, and that's definitely, I love that pick, and maybe who knows, maybe we could get Joe Namath in there too, turning against the Jets. All right, yep. Anyways, let's move on to the Browns.
All right, so the Cleveland Browns this year are going to draft a dead fish, and I already think and so do all of my other colleagues, that this will be a more sound investment than Johnny Manziel ever was.
Absolutely. I think the Dead Fish last year played a great as a Richmond Spider at the quarterback position, and I think that the Dead Fish has such a great arm. Even though it's like a fin, but like he can still throw the football very far. And even if the fish doesn't work out, it will still be a better investment than Johnny Manziel. So also rest in peace, Johnny Manziel. So let's go on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
All right, so the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they lost their head coach Lovie Smith to some weird college in the Midwest, and they're gonna have a lot of trouble kind of like getting back on foot. So I think their only option is to draft the entire state of Florida.
Draft the entire state of Florida, which, as far as I know, is 5% hot chicks, 90% elderly people. So
and the other 5% crocodile.
And the other 5% crocodile. So I think that will be an amazing offensive line. I think they're going to hold back all the progress of the defense, and they're gonna make sure that Jameis Winston can get the job done. So that I think that would be a great investment for Tampa Bay to draft the entire state of Florida. That's great. That is fantastic.
It'll work. It's gonna work.
Yeah, it absolutely will. Avery, by the way, you're doing an amazing job with these picks. I believe in you wholeheartedly.
They've been right for as long as I've been doing them.
Absolutely. So let's go to one of my favorite teams, which is the New York Giants. What is the future of this team going to be?
All right. Well, so it's been about 10 years since the movie Madagascar aired, and there was a really good joke in there where a bunch of like giants showed up to these really tiny animals, and they were like, where are you giants from? And then they go, we're from New York. And then they go, all hail the New York Giants. New York Giants! So it's going to be just a bunch of zoo animals.
Oh, wow. All right. Yeah, I think that will absolutely improve their defense, Just they will maul the quarterback. I believe the first target is going to be Tony Romo. And Tony Romo is bound to get injured again. So
Hey, don't say that about my Cowboys.
Those animals will rip him to shreds. So that is the New York Giants. Those zoo animals will take those opponents down. Should be a good year for them. All right, so now moving on to the Chicago Bears. The Bears.
Right, so the Bears. It's kind of been a love-hate relationship. I kind of hate the quarterback. I actually really hate the quarterback. I was his roommate in college. But I do think that they have some potential, especially with this new coach who has led his team to a Super Bowl before. And I think that they're going to draft Leonard Floyd, who's very fast.
Leonard Floyd, linebacker. Yeah, they still need help. They need help on that defense. They need a pass rush, and the Bears getting Leonard Floyd would be a fantastic addition to that team. And yeah, John Fox, 2 Super Bowls he was actually in. Don't
undermine me.
Yeah. But he's a great football coach. I think the Bears will be destined for greatness as soon as they get that defense together. So. Looks good. Looking good. Let's go on to the sweet southern town in Louisiana, New Orleans.
All right. So, what is more? Think about New Orleans for a moment. What are the 3 things that you think of when you think of New Orleans?
I think of it being a very French area. I think of beads, the beads where you wear around, and lots of alcohol. Lots of alcohol. French alcohol, a bottle of French alcohol wearing beads. That's what they're gonna do. That's
what they're gonna draft.
What exactly? How exactly would they contribute?
Well, I mean, you put it in the locker room, and then whatever happens, happens.
That's right.
They can drink however.
The French alcohol is going to be a great leader in that locker room, and is going to help that team.
One bottle, and it goes wee wee.
Yes, and it is going to be that alcohol will surely help the Saints get through the season, and maybe we'll lead them to the playoffs. So I think it's going to happen. Now let's go on to the Miami Dolphins.
All right, so the Miami Dolphins, they're on the tip of America's penis, and they really need a player from the school that basically is America's penis, Ohio State. So
I think that's great insight. That is great insight.
So I think they're going to draft quarterback Eli Apple.
Yeah, the quarterback Eli Apple will definitely help.
Quarterback,
yeah, that will help in the secondary. Eli, not to be confused with Ella Banana, and very, very two different people. The other one plays like a running back. These are two different people here. Eli Apple, a fantastic football player, and should do well down there.
Watch out for Manny Orange too.
Manny Orange, yeah. All those fruit names, those they're the ones to watch. Those are the steals in the draft.
Look out.
All right, let's go on to the eventual Las Vegas Raiders.
Las Vegas, you say?
They're thinking about moving there. Actually, it would be interesting.
Right
now they're Oakland.
Well, Chris, I have a question for you.
Absolutely.
Can you spell Mississippi?
MISSISSIPI.
You fucking idiot! There are two P's.
Damn it.
So they're going to draft that second P that you left out.
Wow! I would not have even thought of that. That is an amazing steal for the Raiders. They need all the P they can get. You know, that just...
The P stands for power, and you gotta have power to win in the NFL.
The Raiders, all they need is a little bit of power, and then they're Super Bowl bound. I like it. Let's move on to the Tennessee Titans.
All right, so a couple of my colleagues have been saying that that they should draft this one OT from Michigan State. But honestly, think about it. Michigan State is the Spartans. Spartans are Greek, and the Tennessee team is the Titans. And the Greeks, they used to worship the Titans, but the Titans weren't in power anymore. So they have some bad blood. The Titans are all evil. So drafting that guy would not be a good decision. So you know what they got to do instead, Chris?
What do they got to do?
They got to draft an actual Titan.
Wow.
Kronos, Atlas, any one of them will work.
Yeah. I like it. They need the Titan. They need a Titan to combat any quarterback that's in their way. Hey, in week 1, they're going up against Teddy Bridgewater and the Vikings. Teddy Bridgewater is going to be dead after that game. And
yeah,
it will be worth it for them.
So will be everyone in the audience.
So, yeah, right. But you know what? It will be absolutely worth it, because then the Titans will have a 1-0 record, and they'll be over 500, which is
for the only time ever.
Yeah, for very rarely. So there you go, Tennessee Titans taking an actual Titan. And when you said that they need bad blood, I thought that you were gonna get one of the best prospects in this draft was Taylor Swift. I was kind of surprised that you didn't get her in there, but that's okay. That's okay.
No, we'll see what happens. I don't think that Taylor Swift is the best fit for that team, but
right, yeah, fair enough. Let's now move on to the Detroit Lions.
All right, so the Detroit Lions, they play in a very, very interesting division. They haven't been that great recently. However, they always play a game on Thanksgiving, and that has nothing to do with their draft pick. I just wanted to point that out.
Absolutely.
They're looking for a guy from Clemson, but I'm gonna add on the same argument from last time. Lions and Tigers, they don't really get along. But you know what you gotta add to make them get along?
Bears.
They're gonna draft a bear.
They're gonna draft a bear. Yeah.
Not someone from the Bears.
No, an actual
bear.
Yeah.
Specifically a polar bear.
Yeah, we are just murdering quarterbacks left to right.
No, they're not even. He's not for defense. He's gonna be their kicker.
Oh, Oh, okay. I actually didn't know that the Bears had that versatility. But hey, look.
You'd be surprised, especially polar bears. You know, they're losing their habitat. They gotta make ends meet.
Yeah, right. Of course. And then if you need money ever, try out to be a kicker in the NFL. It works out all the time. So I like the pick. The Bears they need a solid the Lions they need a solid kicker, and a bear would be absolutely perfect for that. Never thought I'd hear that out of my mouth. Now let's go on to the Atlanta Falcons.
All right, so the Atlanta Falcons, they're another bird team, but they looked at their other bird team cohorts, the Arizona Cardinals and the Philadelphia Eagles, and they were like, damn, we really need a Carson, because the Cardinals got that far with it, and the Eagles, they're drafting a Carson. So they're drafting this person named Carson from Carson State, Carson.
Wow, that's a lot of Carson. But you know what? The more the Carson, the better the strength of the player. And I think that Falcons team has just gotten a lot stronger. That the Falcons are now going to be on the verge of maybe an entire regime of Carson.
Oh, easily.
That is, I think all the other teams. They're going
to rename their team to the Carsons.
The Carson, and I think that all the other
Carson
teams.
Stadium.
All the other teams, they gotta look for their own Carson, except for
no, only the bird teams. Carsons only work with birds.
Oh, okay, I see. So then Seahawks have to start looking. All right, so they're one of those left out. So looking good, Falcons, or should I say Carsons? Let's move on to the Indianapolis Colts.
All right, so the Indianapolis Colts, they had a pretty good year a couple years ago, but last year they weren't so lucky. And if you see where I'm getting at. Luck. Yep. So they need more things related to Andrew Luck. So they're going to draft a defenseman named Tyler Four-Leaf Clover.
Tyler Four-Leaf Clover.
And then you've got Four-Leaf Clover on defense. You've got Luck on offense. And then your logo is a horseshoe. It's perfect. It works out amazingly.
That, you know what? If the Colts and Falcons ever play each other sometime soon, that's going to be a matchup to watch, with the power of the Carsons and the power of pure luck. That's going to be a heavyweight battle.
It's showdown for the ages.
That is fantastic. So yeah, that is definitely that is going to be an amazing team. That's going to be an amazing team with all that luck on their side. So let's move on to the Donald Trump-sponsored Buffalo Bills.
Oh, because the hair looks like Donald Trump.
No, he just wanted the team.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. So here's the thing about the Buffalo Bills. It's kind of related to the Carsons, but not really. So the thing about the Buffalo Bills is that every person on that team is secretly named Bill. So you know who they need? Bill, not the science guy.
Bill, not, and then he could think of any scientific experiment to build this freakish monster that could destroy everyone and win games for them.
I don't understand why this all has to end in death for you. The Titans and the wild animals could just have a nice game of football. They don't need to maul anyone.
Well, it's kind of tough when you are a sword wielding or wild animals.
Alright, well, at least they don't mean to kill anyone.
Right, and that's what matters. As long as you don't mean it, you should not be charged with it. Anyways, let's move on to the next team, the JETS, Jets. Let's see what happens.
Did you just say JTS?
JETS.
Okay.
I might have said JTS, and you know what? Either way, it'll be the Jits.
Alright. So this is the one that I spilled coffee on my napkin, and I forget who I had for this one. So I'm just gonna throw a dart at the dartboard.
And whoever it lands on, you got.
Yep.
Okay.
The number 30.
The Jets are gonna draft the number 30.
I forgot to put names on the dartboard.
Well, you know what? I think that the Jets would be better off by drafting the number 30.
Let's do the number 30.
The number 30. I think that at least that could maybe spark something in them. I don't know. It's number 30. Work with it, Jets. I know you. You could get it together. You guys were great last year. You keep going. All right. Anyways, Washington Redskins. Let's go.
All right. So Washington.
Yes.
So they're located, as you know, in Washington D.C. And you know who's going to be out of a job next year? That's right, President Obama. But you know who else is? Joe Biden, and Joe Biden is much more likely to get drafted. So I'm going to go Biden.
Biden, yeah, you know what? He has those big receiver hands that could help this team in any way possible. I think that Joe Biden would be a fantastic addition to this Washington team, and will truly wave the flag of the U.S. of A in everyone's faces. It'll be great. It'll be absolutely great. Congratulations, Joe Biden.
It'll be perfect.
Perfect. Now let's move on to the Houston Texans.
All right, so Houston is in a state called Texas. You know who else is from Texas?
The Dallas Cowboys.
No. Well, yes, but not who I'm going for.
Sandy
Cheeks. She's from Texas.
Oh.
She's going to break the gender barrier and the species barrier, even though the species barrier has kind of already been broken, but she can talk, damn it.
Man, Sandy Cheeks over Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's still on the board.
But, she is.
But hey, look, I'm not going to judge. Sandy Cheeks is a strong competitor, and I think that she will be an amazing addition to this Houston Texans team. She'll fit right in. Yep. I agree with this. I love that pick. Let's move on to the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, so I don't know if you know this, Chris. But bear with me for a second.
Of course.
There's a new person entering the draft named Drom Drady.
Wow.
He says he's only available for the first 4 games.
Okay.
And he wants whatever team drafts him to trade him to the Patriots for those 4 games. And I think the Vikings are the best team to do that because, Bridgewater is a very up-and-coming quarterback, and I think he's got a lot going for them. So they don't really need Drom Drady.
But
trade him to the Patriots, get a good player.
Right? Yeah, they'll take, because the Vikings, they don't need a lot to build on. They could just take a quarterback, and then they could just send it the Patriots' way, so that way the Vikings could get more picks, and everyone will be happy. Drom Drady, I'm sure, and I've seen his tape, and though his glasses, big nose, and giant mustache, maybe we can ignore that. He has.
You don't have to be good looking to play in the NFL.
Right, exactly, and he has been one of the best quarterbacks I have seen, and I'm so surprised that he's dropped this far. But
that's crazy.
But you know what? Now he's finally in the NFL, and it's gonna be amazing to see what he can do with his career. Drom Drady, congratulations to him. So next up is the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right, so. This is what you've been waiting for, Taylor Swift.
There we are, Taylor Swift with the that's actually Katy Perry. Never mind, but still, the tiger inside her.
You get the songs right.
Right, but she's perfect for this.
The tiger.
Yeah. Oh, Chet Avery is also a singer. What can this man
I do karaoke. I don't sing.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But you sound like you have a great voice, and I appreciate you bringing that to the program. Let's continue on here with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, so the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm sure, as you know about Pittsburgh teams, is that all of them have the same colors. So you know what I think they're going to do? They're going to draft a different color.
What?
Lavender.
Wow! Holy crap! That is great.
Bet you didn't see that one coming.
Especially, I mean, thinking about their rivals in the division, the Baltimore Ravens. They are purple. To have almost taken the purple color away from the Ravens.
Nope. You gotta understand, this is lavender, not purple. Lavender is a much lighter shade. They won't know the difference.
That's true.
Won't know the difference.
That's true. So at least But at the same time, Baltimore Ravens, they don't even see it, and meanwhile the Steelers are kind of like stealing the Baltimore Ravens soul away from them. It's very interesting. It's very intriguing. It'll make the Steelers stronger. I like it.
I definitely agree.
So now, let's move on to the Seattle Seahawks.
All right, now I know where you think I'm going with this one because of how I've treated the last two Bird teams. But this Bird team is different. They don't need a Carson. They need a Nosrak.
A Nosrak? What is exactly?
Nosrak.
What is a Nosrak?
That's just someone's name, you insensitive fool.
Okay, Nosrak. I've actually have not seen any game tape of him, but anything that the Seahawks do
runs all of his plays in reverse. It's a very weird strategy.
But you know what?
Seattle has a 12th man, so that kind of can compensate for it.
Right, and you know what? It definitely is a new way to play the game and an interesting strategy. No one will see it coming, and that is very intriguing. I love it. So Nosrak going to the Seattle Seahawks. So let's go on to the Green Bay Packers.
A moldy block of cheese.
That's it. That's it. They're gonna have the cheese, right?
That's all they need.
That's all they need.
They're
that
a pretty team, but with that cheese there,
boom.
There'll be even more Wisconsin scum.
More Wisconsin scum. That's what Packers need. So there you go. Now let's move on to the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right. So with the Chiefs, so you see their initials right there, KC.
Mm-hmm.
Kicking, corners. They need someone who's good at paper football. I'm gonna guess that they're gonna draft little fourth grader Timmy Valdoon, who is the paper football champion.
Wow, he's gonna do a lot of kicking and cornerbacking.
Yep.
And he's gonna make Kansas City great again. That's gonna be amazing. That'll be
good. Fourth graders are weird.
Underrated.
Yeah,
underrated.
You never know what they can accomplish.
Absolutely, you never know what they can do. They're crazy, but they get the job done. So now let's move on to the Arizona Cardinals.
All right, so the Arizona Cardinals, they were pretty good this year, but you know what? I think there's a chance for them to rebirth. And you know the name of the stadium that they play in. They're not going to draft anyone this year, but they're going to change their name to the Arizona Phoenixes.
The Arizona
to represent this new era of rebirth for their team.
Oh man, yeah. The Arizona Cardinals has a history of not being such a great team, and now recently they've risen, but I think they're just one move away from being a Super Bowl. Just being in the Super Bowl and winning it, and I think changing their name and changing that bad luck is going to work out for them. So instead of a draft pick, they change their name, but it's going to work out great for them. The Arizona Phoenixes, very, very interesting pick. I like it. I like it a lot. So let's move on to the NFC champion, the Carolina Panthers.
All right. So here's the thing about the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers don't even necessarily qualify as their own species of big cat. They're just another rename for like black-colored jaguars and leopards. Did you know that?
I did.
Well, now you know that. You're welcome for me teaching you a new fact.
Absolutely.
That's all that Chet Avery is about.
Absolutely, Chet. Absolutely.
All right. So since they lost last year, they're going to need to rebuild. And so, what better to fit with their mascot, by drafting someone from a conference that barely qualifies as schools, the SEC.
Wow.
I don't care who they'll draft, but they're going to come from the SEC.
They're coming from the SEC, and no matter what, they will be the best player in this draft, says people in the SEC. So, congratulations, Carolina Panthers. You've been sucked in.
You got someone from the SEC who probably doesn't have a good education.
The hot takes, man. All right, let's go on to the Denver Broncos, our final pick in the first round.
Denver Broncos, last season. They did really well. They won the goddamn Super Bowl.
They won the Bowl Super.
But they lost Peyton Manning. So what better way to get back into their swing than draft 8 clones of Peyton Manning?
Wow. Didn't even think about that.
Fresh out of Tennessee. There
you go. 1998's Peyton Manning, ready to start his career over as Denver Broncos, as a Denver Bronco, and then 11 years down the line, being traded back to the Indianapolis Colts, and it'll be a reverse situation. It'll be great. It'll end in holy matrimony for both teams. So
it'll be absolutely perfect.
It will be absolutely perfect. And we forgot to mention this too. The New England Patriots do not have a draft pick because of their role in playing with their balls. So sucks. That it really does suck.
Gotta stop playing with your balls, kids.
Yeah, it's not healthy. So, anyways, guys,
at least do it where you won't get caught.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught while you're doing that, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Chet Avery. Thank you for having me. You should be honored. I am honored, and this has been an amazing experience to really have you here and have you reveal your mock draft here. And remember, kids, always trust a mock draft. Always.
They're always correct.
They're always...
Especially mine.
And especially Chet Avery's. They're always correct. Every single one of them is always correct when it comes to day of. So... there you go. Chet Avery, thank you so much for coming down here and joining me. Now, where to next? Where are you going to be heading to next after we get off the call here?
Shit, I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead.
Oh, all right.
Maybe Boston.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe.
I want to have a cheese steak. I know that's Philly's thing, but I want to try one in Boston.
Yeah, maybe try new weird things in new places. There you go. Alright, so guys, thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the draft tonight. Goodbye.